All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Live from Redhook here at the Function House. I'm Mike Gentile, along here with Anthony Vitale. And tonight, we want to welcome Unkle Chip to the set. What's up, man?
What up, guys? How are you?
Champ is here.
Welcome to the show.
What's up?
The guy brought his belt with him.
No, come on. I knew you were going to bring that up.
That's some belt you got right there.
Yeah, it is. I won that last year, 2017. Oh, yeah. Weekday Warriors battle. It was a long journey.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. That's a big segment.
Okay.
I want to know how you got into the business.
So, 84, 85, we were living in Woodside, Queens, and my older brother was like the quintessential b-boy. He was into graffiti, into breakdancing and DJing. So my parents bought him Techniques, the belt-driven Techniques with the straight arm.
Technique 200.
The SLB 100 belt-driven. You can even pitch it. And the wood grain Gemini mixer, but not the Jazzy Jeff one. So
I had a wood grain Gemini mix. I don't remember the name of it though, but they were terrible.
yeah,
That's old school right there.
Yeah, and like the fader, like you needed like a little bit of like to nudge the fader. It was like a pain in the butt. So I would mess around when he wasn't home, So I was
sneak behind. I used to do that. My brother was a DJ. I used to do the same thing. I used to sneak
yeah.
behind.
So I was about 5 years old, and he's 10 years older than me, so he's 15. So he'd go to school, he'd chase girls. I'd be in there messing around with like the same 6 records. Just 6 because
What records were they?
So it was The Show, Dougie Fresh, Shannon Let the Music Play, High Energy, Evelyn Thomas,
Oh, wow.
Connie, Funky Little Beat.
You remember all the records. That's
Schoolie
great.
D, PSK, What Does It All Mean? And the 6th one was, damn. I said Shannon. Okay, let's say 5.
Okay.
So those 5,
That works.
and
That's
like
good.
I didn't even know how to mix nothing. And it was just me just messing around, but not even being serious. You know what I mean? Because
were those the only 5, 6 records that you guys had, or that?
no, he had more. But those are the only 5 I was familiar with.
Okay.
He had like Sidewalk Talk, Jelly Bean Benitez in there, like a lot of like.
So
Al Naya
was he
Fish.
into like teaching you how to DJ?
No.
No.
It was because he felt like I was too young for it. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh, you're gonna mess up the needle. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So it was like I can get to observe while he's like in the room practicing, and then when he wasn't looking, I was kind of messing around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Does he still DJ?
No.
So that's where it started.
Yeah, that's where it started in Woodside, Queens.
So is that what Unkle Chip was the first name that you came up with?
No, I had a lot of really bad names.
like all of us.
Yeah, one of my first ones was DJ Super C. Remember? So Contra had a sequel to it called Super C, and being that my name is Chip, Super C, and then I grew out of that, and then it became Chip One because having a 1 after your name is like kind of like the graffiti thing
Yep.
to do. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So it was Chip One, and then after that. Became Unkle Chip in '97 when my first nephew was born. Shout out to Leandro, my nephew, because you call me Unkle Chip, and that was the first nephew in our family. So
And you change it up with the K.
Yeah.
Right? Spice it up a little.
yeah,
It's got a good ring to it,
Oh,
Uncle
it
Chip.
does. It does. And I like it with the K. The K's a good touch. Sort of change it up.
exactly.
So when did you take this whole thing serious?
So fast forward to '86, we moved to Jersey. My family was like, listen, we need to get out of Queens. It's kind of rough out here. We moved to Central Jersey, and it was pretty suburban, but it was not too far from like New York. It was only 45 minutes away, and I guess in elementary school, my brother was still DJing, but he met a group called Unlimited Sounds, and back in like the late 80s, or maybe like mid to late 80s, like being Filipino and having a mobile DJ group was like the thing. There was so many crews out there. Unlimited Sounds, these are all Jersey crews. Unlimited Sounds, Clubhouse, Boss Productions, Rude Boy, GTS out of Queens. And my brother was part of that. And like, the thing to do was, to have not only have the sound, to have the lighting and the speakers and like rock 4 turntables at the same time, you know what I mean, and do like, doubles of Al Naya Fish and do It's Time like for like 5 minutes straight, you know what I mean, in a battle. And so he took, my brother took the DJing to the next level. And, I'm still observing. I'm still in like first or second grade, I couldn't really touch the turntables.
So he had like a business.
Yeah, well, it was a business, but it was mainly doing like Sweet 16s and like a lot of mobile stuff when parties were big, like in firehouses, and this is prior to the clubs. You know what I mean? The club stuff came later, but Unlimited Sounds is the group that put me on. You know what I mean? And I thank them for I wouldn't be here today without those dudes. You know what I mean?
So your roots go back. I mean,
yeah, like late '80s. Yeah, for sure.
So you must have tons of music knowledge, man.
Yeah, kind of. And tons of records, too. Still.
You still keep your vinyl?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not selling that.
No?
No way. No.
Got any rare 12 inches?
Yeah, we're at 12s. I didn't really get into the 45 craze. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Boogie Blind and those dudes, Operator M's. Those guys are like 45 kings. I stuck with 12s. You know what I mean? I still have them in my parents' house.
So was there like a specific genre that you were gravitating to as you were coming up as a DJ?
Yeah. So, for myself, it was, when I started buying records, it was like, golden era hip hop. So like Wu-Tang, Black Moon, A Tribe Called Quest is like my favorite group of all time. De La Soul. So I was like a geek when it came to those, those kind of records because it was, middle school / high school, so you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna gravitate towards that.
Doubles of everything?
No, because I'm too broke for doubles.
What about record shops? Where'd you go shopping for these records?
Oh, that's really interesting that you say that. So my best friend Mike is here. Shout out to DJ Posse, he's in the building. So we came up together, you know what I mean? Because in middle school, our common bond was skateboarding, and I met him like in middle school. And then his cousin was part of a mobile DJ crew called Alliance, and they're out of Union, New Jersey. And so like his mom would take us to his mom would drive us to buy records like in like the most suspect places, like in Plainfield, New Jersey, like in the hood. And like when we were old enough to get our licenses, we'd go to actually B Street here in Brooklyn. Yeah. B Street Music Factory. We did the rounds, and then we went to Rock and Soul, finished out over there.
Beach Street on Fridays was a scene.
Yeah.
Like every DJ was in Beach Street on a Friday, getting ready for the weekend.
Yeah. And me and Mike always had a fear of getting jumped when we left, because it was like
it was
back
rough.
then.
Fulton Street was rough.
This is like like let's not get started with that. It was crazy. You know what I mean? Even up until like pre-Serato, like we'd go there like it was like early 2000s, and like people are like like there, how like I think it was B Street that had like the jewelry store in the front. Like people getting like stuck up like while we're walking in. I'm like, dude, it's broad daylight and people getting stuck up. It's really crazy.
What
you know
would do for those records? Man.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that's the reason why I have a hard time partying with them, because of the amount of work it took for us to get those. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we spend all our money on vinyl.
Yeah.
Like you worked on the weekend to only buy records on Friday to go work again to buy records.
Exactly.
And you weren't getting much for your buck, right? I mean, if you spend $100 on records, how many
20
records,
Exactly.
maybe 15 records.
Yeah. Unless you're buying a white label.
Yeah.
Killer cuts.
Killer cuts. Oh man.
So that's good, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this belt.
Okay.
What does that belt mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot for me and my crew. So for me, coming up, I didn't DJ to battle. I didn't DJ to become a great scratcher, like beat juggler. Party rocking's like our roots. You know what I mean? And the battle is a great example of that, because it's you're doing 15-minute sets, but it's mainly party rocking. But then anyone can party rock, but it's like what you do in the middle of that, like like tone plays, word plays, scratching, stuff like that. That's an all by itself. You know what I mean? And I said in the finals when I did win, I was like, I give these guys props, because it's really hard. You know what I mean? Like kids can rock. what am I saying, kids? Like, people can go to clubs and like rock it for like hours and say like, oh, I killed the set. But like to do 15 minutes, that's rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To put that together, you know what I mean? And I feel like people have the skill, especially a lot of New York DJs. It's just putting it together into 15 minutes. That's like the hardest part. And that's like a true test of your ability.
And then the pressure of just everybody watching.
Yeah, because like clubs is like, you're rocking it and they can see you in the booth, but they're not really paying attention to you. This one's like all eyes are on you and they're not even dancing. You know what I mean? So that's rough.
So talk about the preparation that goes into building these sets. How long does it usually take you to put a 15-minute set together?
Okay, so for the finals, that was like the hardest one that I had to put together. That took
It's actually 10 minutes, right? You have to
well
put together.
now. Okay, so at the time it was 15. Now it's 10. They chopped it down to 10.
Oh, so everybody else.
Does that make it harder? Or
Yeah,
easier?
it makes it harder for me. I rather do 15 if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? It gives you more time to like. It's like, I don't know. It's like when you're DJing a party, like when say like you have an hour set, you can't really get busy in an hour. So think about it, like compress into like 10. It's tough, but I'd rather have 15 personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as preparation, for the finals, for instance, that took me 3 months to put together, to be honest. And that's, me practicing at least 3 or 4 hours a day.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. Because there's stuff that, you want to include in the set, and then towards the end, you're like, this doesn't sound cool. Or like you watch like a battle and like, oh, damn, someone did that. So that
do you record yourself when you do these?
No,
No?
I don't. And I do it in a really unorthodox way. I practice in headphones with no monitors. So when people are see me practice, it's in headphones. So like, and the reason being is I live in an apartment, so you can't really like blast it. And like, say if my wife's sleeping or like my dogs are sleeping, like I can't blast it. So I've been accustomed to practicing in headphones. And people are like, really? I'm like, yeah. No monitors. The only time I hear monitors is in the final, at the battle.
Yeah.
It's bad, but I mean that's how I work.
Do you wear headphones in the battle? 'Cause
No.
I noticed when we were at the last battle that was in the city, there was a couple of guys wearing headphones the whole time.
Yeah, I don't, because it gets in the way. Because if you've done the routine inside and out for so many hours, why need the headphones?
Yep.
I can memorize the cue points too. You know what I mean? Like I don't even need to cue it, because you already know what the pitch is, where the cue points are, and stuff like that. So I feel like it gets in the way. And when I first entered the battle the first time, I used headphones and it didn't work in my favor. So no headphones.
So you have a bunch of DJs coming after this title, man.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Anybody you worried about?
I'm worried about all of them. All. I mean, like for me, like I've seen, a lot of these guys. Like I met a lot of them in the beginning of the battle, like from last year, and to see them like grow, like especially like let's talk about Finest. Like he just won the New York qualifier. From where he was when I first met him to where he is now, it's like, he improved so much, and so like with that being said, like every guy's a threat.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. I can screw up. You know what I mean? If I don't win, I won't get mad, but whoever is gonna win, I'm gonna make it hard for them to win. You know what I mean?
So for people who are watching, I guess maybe we should tell them a little bit about the battle, right?
Yeah.
So you want to just talk a little bit about the battle, about the guys who started the battle?
Yeah.
the name of the
So
battle?
the battle is called the Aya Amplify, and it was started by Ramon and Toke, and who else is there? That's it. It's just you two. He's here actually. Ramon's here. Shout out to Ramon. And it was kind of like an answer to like the dudes that couldn't get into the Red Bull 3 style, and it was an option, and it was like a little community, and that grew into something like really big, and it's great because I never tried to get into Red Bull 3 style. There's guys in my crew that have tried, you know what I mean? It's so hard. So it gives DJs, an outlet to rock a set if you're too intimidated by the DMCs or any battle, like a turntablist battle, and you want to party rock. Yeah. It's a perfect way to do it. And I believe they already had the New York qualifier and the Philadelphia qualifier. New Jersey's next, and then the finals.
So this is the second year that they were doing it. Last
Correct.
year was the first year.
Yeah.
So you're the first reigning champion.
Yes.
So
They are coming after you.
so you're prepping now?
Absolutely.
for
Oh yeah. I started prepping last year after I won. I kind of had a feeling I wanted to do it, but then they made a rule where the winner gets advanced to the finals, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm doing it.
The buy.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna, I was like starting to practice, kind of taking stuff that I didn't use yet, because there were so many combinations and so many tracks I didn't use. I'm starting to compile those, and also keeping an ear out for the new music that's out now, so I can incorporate that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a must that I'm going to include that, but who knows?
So I guess it's for the like how does it work? The person who wins the whole competition this year, will they be considered the 2018 winner, and then they go against you as the 2017 winner? Like, how does that work? And then that's going to be like the main champ of the winner of that, but they'll still be a winner of the 2018?
Yeah, so how it's going to work is, so each city, New York, Philadelphia, New York, New York, Philly, and New Jersey have a first and second place winner.
Yep.
The finals this year is going to be 6 guys total, plus me, 7, and we're going to battle in the finals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a chance you winning another belt.
Yeah, quite possibly.
That's great.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean,
yeah, I like the whole movement. I like the whole movement.
No, absolutely. I'm all about it. I mean, it's I'm I'm on the older side, but at the same time, like, I don't know, the whole thing of the essence of the battle is like still in me. You know what I mean? I feel like because like Filipinos and turntablism and battling, it's like a thing. You know what I mean? Like that's why like you see a lot of like Filipino DJs that can cut and beat juggle, because that was Qbert made it like a thing. You know what I mean?
You guys don't age either, so you don't have to worry about it.
We will eventually.
So just growing up in your culture, being a DJ, it was just the natural progression to be a scratcher and a battle style DJ.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but like first and foremost a party rocker. You know what I mean? No matter what. And yeah, I've been doing it for, like, I mean, our crew started. So my crew is called the Elite Camp. We started in '94, and this year marks the 25-year anniversary of our crew.
Wow.
So I've been doing it for like 25 plus. Yeah.
You're an old man.
Young at heart, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you put something together for us?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you spend a month on putting something for us?
No. A few weeks.
Well, we're
Yeah.
excited to have you here, man. Thanks for coming down.
Dude, thank you. It's an honor. You know, be amongst like a dope lineup of DJs that have graced the stage here and this couch.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to get you up on the set.
Awesome.
All right, peace.
Thank you.
Peace.